2 days before that event, I went home, and I went off the radar.
Yes.
I off grid. So the 2nd of December, I left around the 28th of November, 29th. Ne? I think. Or even the 30th. But I know I spent one night when I got home. The second night I went to the mountain. So basically I went through the initiation Nyaba Sotho.
Yeah.
So I was in the mountain for a month. So I didn't drink for a month. January. Actually, even when I came back, I wasn't actually drinking.
Eating locusts and playing with lightning up there.
Fuck you, nigga. Gotta put some respect. Yeah, so that's what I did. I didn't tell. I told only the dojo and my family knew. Because then I came down on the 29th of December. And then spent about 3 or 4 days. Then I came back to Joburg. Yeah, so that was my December.
Welcome back. I'm glad you made it out.
Usivime nomgidi.
Yeah?
Usivime nomgidi.
Ndisazowenza kaloku ndizowenza because andithi ngari nkaSotho kibuletse but babulutsing. That's where you go.
Tell your brother, Skhumbuzo, that he is trash.
For not getting back to you.
Yeah, because I'm in the Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
Right? And the coming out thing is a big thing.
It's bigger than
Right?
Christmas.
So I remember saying to my wife that, I need to know Thabang was running so that I know if I need to leave or if I should hang around a bit so that I'm there. And then Kumbuzo was like, and then I couldn't talk to anybody who knew anything about anything.
I didn't even know he was going to make it because we say he's planning her show, blah, 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 blah. So when I finally saw him in the crowd, I was like, happy he was there. So I think he was just overwhelmed. He had a lot of messages, whatever the case might have been. But that thing is huge and it's not dying. It's bigger than Christmas. Christmas is practically dead. And when I was growing up, they were like kind of like in December, if you knew there were 2 days that were big, you knew that Christmas, Lehoto Hamakulani are the biggest events in the community.
Christmas has never been a big event.
Yeah. But Ronaldo was.
What did you guys do?
But
The coming out thing is a festival.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking,
that's why I don't compare it to. Yeah.
When I'm as a kid, I'm just thinking, you like it's a day that you bookmark that day in your head in December. Mm-hmm. You bookmark that day. Either but we just know it's a thing. But now what I'm saying is that even the cooking or the rituals like Christmas are no longer there. The dressing up is no longer there. Granted, I'm comparing it to my teen years, like around 11, 12, But every household participates. Whether it's a standstill.
Kaloku nathi besinethemba lobana uzophuma around 27, 28 kanje because I was already on your side of town.
Yes.
So that's why nami ndukhangela because benifuna uyazi bana mhlambi kuzobakho umgidi those days.
Yeah, but so I did that. And it's funny because I never thought I would actually.
Are you glad you did?
I'm very happy that I did.
Are you glad that he did?
I'm asking
He's asking
him.
if I am.
Oh, okay.
Because I grew up in Joburg. So obviously when I was growing up in Eastern Cape, it was a thing. But moved to Joburg when I was around 11, 12. So that kind of faded away as something that's important for me to do. But because I would still go back home, I still knew that it was big. But my life is not big back at home. It's more big here, right? When I say big, I mean significant. I live my life in Joburg. But of late, we've been going home quite more often. We rebuilt our grandmother's house. And then you start realizing when you grow up, we start having responsibilities, like it's things that our families look up to us to do. So I may have cousins that are back home and I have to be part of a lobola negotiation. Now, which is an interesting topic for me, you realize there are some people, especially like black people, that have to navigate fluently two worlds. So you can have somebody that they've established themselves maybe in the burbs or in an urban area, but they still have like the rural life that they still have to navigate, even if they are not based there.
That's me.
But the days that they go there are so important, right? It's like it's a funeral, it's a wedding, it's an opening, it's very ritual based events that force you to go home outside just the social, right? And by the very nature of how significant those things are, and the fact that you are not able to navigate them because you haven't gone through the passage of initiation, means you can't navigate those spaces fluently, right? Moreover than that, like even when now you start having responsibilities. Like I say, I'm no longer just Thabang, my mom is in Joburg, but now I'm also an uncle. Now there's time when families have to tap to me for certain things that have nothing to do with my direct family, where my direct family understands, or maybe we are based here, and you realize that actually even my mom can go anytime, and I still have extended family that's based that side, and I need to like balance these worlds. So the main reason that I decided to go was I started realizing, well, like my uncles are passing away. There's gonna be responsibilities on me, whether I like it or not. And this just small little detail doesn't allow me, or it creates such a huge barrier.
It disqualifies you from a lot.
Yeah, it disqualifies me from a lot. You know, like I can't speak with elders. I can't get into certain spaces. I can't do certain activities. Then I was like, you know
can't
what?
preside over.
Yeah, I can't preside. Ntoya hey, you know. You can't preside mukiting off and doing kwen, you know. So I decided, you know what, this thing just takes 1 December of my life, and let me get it out of the way. So it started off as like a ticking off the box type of thing. But when I was there, I was even more happy that I went, and I was like, I wish I had actually even gone earlier and whatnot, you know. So I actually enjoyed the experience. And
Did Thabo also enjoy the experience?
Yeah, I went with my twin brother, and came with a newfound and profound respect for culture as well, you know. Mainly from a basis out, you know, like sometimes we especially as black people, we get certain practices that we question a lot because we've adopted a lot of Western things. And I came back thinking to myself, actually, you know, when it comes to certain things like culture, there are things that you just have to hold dear, even if they don't make sense to the rest of the world. And you see how other, you know, nations are so protective, whether it's religion, like Muslims, there are things that will never stand for if the community did something to them, like either joke about their religion. It does not matter how the rest of the world feels, but this is our thing, and we're gonna protect it with our blood type of thing. So it's good for a people to have something to die for, right? But I enjoyed the experience, and I came back, and because it's always an anxious time, like sometimes you see the headlines, but people couldn't make it and whatever. So even from that point of view, like it becomes very emotional when you come down.
That's why I'm glad you made it out.
It gets emotional because the family, that's the first thing they look forward to, you back, because they know that.
And it's always like, Amakulan is like a scratch card because they all dress the same.
Yeah.
And then the hairstyle
is the same.
The hairstyle is the same. So now in a group of 50 of them, so now you're trying to find yours.
Because it's a scramble.
Yeah, because like people are pushing and shoving to find yours. And when you find him, it's like a sour relief.
Yes.
Because you don't know before then whether
you can never know.
Yeah.
And that's
did
why
you guys all make it back?
Yes, we did, because this is public information. So when the public is there and you are back at the house, the first announcement that's made by the person that was running the facility up there, he will say, I left with X number of people. I'm glad to report that we are coming back with the same number. And then people start, then it's like it was a successful operation, because obviously if there was a number short, it's still dampening. Even if the majority is back, but it's still it dampens the spirit a bit for whoever
didn't make it back.
But generally by Sotho, it's not a big thing. Generally by Sotho, I've never read a news headline that says it's very big. It is.
They are wild.
Yeah, Xhosas you get a lot of.
I'll tell you about my
Xhosas get a lot of incidences.
Yes.
For a lack of a better word, but Sotho generally, you know.
Yeah.
But that's also from backdoor initiation schools.
Yeah,
It's
but
not-
by Xhosas.
yeah.
By Xhosa.
By Xhosas. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not trying to attack. I'm just saying maybe there's a particular way about Xhosas that they do things.
And
that-
what's this thing of y'all who on the side of the road?
Bruh,
Yes,
that's why
that's the thing.
ungandidini because zange ndayibona le nto umuntu isathetha ngayo. Mo says thina just on the side of the road.
On the side of the fucking road, bro. Like I'm driving to East London.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Am I lying?
I've never seen that.
I've seen it.
Yo,
I've never seen
I've
that.
seen it
I'm
because
like, yo.
outside in
These
Dobson,
things are hidden, Mo, up there in the
niggas
mountains.
babulela in the backyard of their house.
when I was growing up in Dobsonville, between Dobsonville and Snake Park, there's like Iskana.
Don't say that place.
Yes, and Bafana ba ne ba hlomile da re hole.
In Cape Town, they do that. Like in Cape Town, who ends up at Jardin.
There you
Like
go.
in your bedroom.
There you go.
In Cape Town, they legit do that. In the very same bedroom you sleep in.
Yeah.
Suddenly, chiki.
There you go. There you go.
But in Eastern Cape, I've never seen what Modise is talking about.
Anything,
He
yeah.
told this to me in December, and I was like, rubbish.
saw
I've
it.
never seen that thing in
But
my
I've seen
life.
it. I've seen
saw
it
it.
even there.
I saw it.
Because the thing is, they are never 100% outside the public eye. But Sotho are always 100%
Yeah, you
outside the
can't
public
see
eye.
them.
100%.
You can't. And if you do, unahe.
Hey,
How do you, like,
And when
who brings
you
food?
do, you need to
brings
get
you
out of there
food?
quick.
I
if
can't
you
talk
haven't
about
been.
that. I can't talk about that. But yes,
It's dangerous to stumble across one.
Yeah,
in fact.
Rona, yes. Rona is like out of sight, out of mind. Like with your people, like, hey, Nsekuba, hey, Khantumu, hey, Nsekuba, ulipatala nini bondini? Can you laugh?
And you can WhatsApp. You can text
I
us.
remember, like, I kept asking my wife, I'm like,
I
hey
had no
man,
phone, I had nothing.
You can text us from up there.
I had no connection. I was off radar, off grade. Off grade,
it's crazy, bro.
you know. But yeah, man. So yeah, it was a wonderful thing. I'm back.
It's inspiring.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so we're here now.
The Dojo